How's it going, guys? This is Matt from the Worley Fly Shop, and today we're going to tie a flesh fly. It's in the Moal Leech variant with tons of coho and sockeye on the Yakima River. There's tons of salmon in our river now, and with that we have decaying salmon and big fish eating the flesh. So I came up with this variation of the super popular Moal Leech pattern, and it's been working really well. Alright, in the vise I have a Gamakatsu octopus hook in size 4. This one's red, but you can use whatever color you like. I'm tying with the UTC fluorescent white 140 denier thread. I'm just going to do a little thread base. Just kind of right in front of the eye of this octopus hook. Go ahead and take some flesh colored rabbit. This is flesh colored crosscut rabbit, and I'm just going to tie in a corner of this like so. Make sure that's nice and snug, and then I've just cut a piece of Dacron. You can use whatever color you like. It's going to be covered with rabbit. I cut my piece about this long. You can make them bigger if you want to. When I was guiding up in Alaska, we ran really big flesh flies. But for the yak with the smaller salmon we have, I just kind of keep them smaller. So I'm going to go ahead and just weave that through. Back through like that. Go ahead and tie my thread off. And then what I'm going to do is take some super glue. Just take a little dab of super glue and start wrapping my cross cut. I'm going to leave a little gap between the eye, where the eye of the hook joins that Dacron. So I'll leave like a millimeter space just so it'll move around a little bit. And I'm just taking my cross cut and wrapping it. So you want to use some super glue. If you can do it without, but eventually it'll come unraveled. That super glue just kind of keeps everything from coming unraveled on this fly here. Alright. So we'll stop right there. Take this out of the vise. I'll let that dry for a second. Next thing I'll do is got a 20 millimeter fish skull shank. Grab one of these. Go ahead and close it up. And then these are nickel plated large dumbbell eyes. I'm going to seat that dumbbell eye right there. Do some figure 8 wraps to get it nice and secure in there. Do a couple half hitches. I'll hit it with a little bit of glue just to make sure those eyes don't move around on me. So now what I'll do is I'll take the piece of Dacron and the rabbit that I wrapped earlier. I'll go ahead and split this Dacron just a little bit and we'll lay it in. I'm So get that dacron laid in, make sure you do a nice thread base, cover it, and then you can also go back through and hit it with some super glue as well. Once I've got everything how I want it, there'll be a hinge here on this fly. I'm gonna skip with my cross cut. I'll leave a little gap here so that fly can move a little bit. A little gap across cut. If you do too much cross cut there, you'll get to where that fly doesn't want to move as good. So I'll go like that. So I get to there, I'm going to go ahead and tie this cross cut off. I like to cut it from the bottom, that way you can't see. I kind of went in and cut that cross cut. Alright, and the next thing I'm going to do is make a dubbing loop. I'll go ahead and cut a piece of cross cut. I'll go ahead and lay it in my thread dubbing loop. Like this. I'll mess with that rabbit strip, kind of pull it to the length of basically pull it to the length of rabbit I want, and then I'll cut that leather strip off. Alright, so we've got our piece of cross cut in the dubbing loop. So the next thing I'm going to do is just separate my rabbit from the leather there. So I'll just carefully go and cut it, just like I did there, and then give my dubbing twister a spin. So it'll end up looking like this, and we'll just go through, cover up all that thread. Alright, so I'll go ahead and cut my dubbing loop off, and then we'll just finish this fly off. So I'm just going to do a couple half hitches, and then we'll hit it with some super glue. Just pushing these fibers back, the rabbit fibers back, so I don't catch them. And any fibers you do catch, you can either go back over, like I'm going to do with this one, or just snip them off. There we go. Alright. So I'll just hit it with some super glue, or you can use UV glue. Whatever you like to use to finish off your flies. And that is the Yakima flash fly. Thanks for watching.